Welcome to Popcorned Planet. We've been live just talking about Paul Rudd being the sexiest man alive and so much more. So join the community if you haven't already. You can always catch the full replays of this show. If you're catching these, sometimes you might catch a little bit of stuff before we get to this topic. It's because I'm still processing. We trim these live 3-hour streams just so you get the biggest chunk, the most important chunk. But if you always want to catch the replays here and more importantly support the stream, please consider hitting that join button and becoming a Planeteer. We really are grateful to all of our members. They make this amazing, and we're going to be doing some amazing stuff here soon. So stay tuned for more exclusives, etc. But I want to get to this frustrating story that continues to frustrate me. Astroworld. Looks like it's going to be a story for a little while. As the main sort of points are calming down as we get to the investigation, I don't want to lose focus like the media tends to do. I want to figure out who was responsible for this, because this event was awful. And the Houston police yesterday... Hold on, let me close this. I want wrong thing in there. Oh, that was it. Damn it, I didn't mean to close that. When you close the wrong button. Houston PD, the chief of police right there that you just saw. He's investigating this. We talked about it. We showed you guys the press conference. And he's saying he's got it handled. You know, I don't really know Travis Scott. Everyone's saying, oh, you know him. You have a personal... I met him twice. Okay, are you guys buying that? We are going to break all that down, but here's what's interesting is he's been out there sort of defending himself. Here's a quick little recap.
There's nothing more important than the families.
With 8 deaths and 2 concert goers still in critical condition, Houston Police Chief Troy Finner placed some responsibility for the Astroworld concert disaster on Travis Scott and organizers.
The ultimate authority to end a show is with production and the entertainer.
Overnight, Scott's attorney speaking out, saying there has been multiple finger-pointing, much of which has been by city officials who have sent inconsistent messages.
Now, it's not going to get to because this is interesting. And here's the full... Brian Enton broke down the full quote from Travis Scott's lawyer, Edwin McPherson. And here's the statement. There have been multiple... I gotta shrink this again. There's been multiple finger-pointing. So, is that right, grammar? All you grammar people? There has been multiple finger-pointing? Finger-pointing is like singular, even though it's multiple. Anyway, there has been multiple... should it be there has been lots of finger-pointing, or there's been a lot of finger-pointing? There's been multiple finger-pointing, much of which has been by city officials who have sent inconsistent messages and have backtracked from original statements. Now, again, this is Travis Scott speaking through his attorney. The attorney speaking for Travis Scott. Keep that in mind. Houston Police Chief Troy Finner, the man we just saw, was quoted in the New York Times as saying, you cannot just close when you got 50,000 and over 50,000 individuals. We have to worry about riots when you have a group that's that young. Yet, just a short time later, Chief Finner states the responsibility to stop the show falls on Travis. Well, he said production and the performer. It was reported that operations plan designated that only the festival director and executive producers have authority to stop the show, neither of which is part of Travis's crew. This also runs afoul of Houston Police Department's own previous actions when it shut down the power and sound at this very festival when the performance ran over 5 minutes back in 2019. Investigations should start proceeding over finger pointing so that together we can identify exactly what transpired and how we can prevent anything like this from happening again. So it's interesting here because now the chief of police is blaming Travis. Travis is blaming the chief of police. But the lawyer's like, well, let's not finger point, guys. But it's like, you're finger pointing. You're no better than them. And this idea, I love this idea, and I'm curious what you think. Like, but it's like, well, he's saying it's our fault. Well, you can't just close it down because we have to worry about the riots. So, are you implying Travis knew? Is that what you're implying? Because I talked about this briefly on the last video I posted. Hopefully, you guys checked it out. You can watch also the cops were literally taking selfies and stuff during the show. Again, check that out in the previous report. But insane to see that this officer at the Houston Police Department was out there literally walking by as his officers are like, what? How was that allowed? And they're doing it while Drake showed up, which at the timeline shows, yes, stuff had already been happening. And then walkies weren't getting around. Like, you show up to this event and you've shut down. Here's where I will give Travis's team credit. because to me, it's like they're all to blame. So I don't know what the attorney's trying to think. Like, yeah, you're all to blame, not me. We don't have to. We were just trying to avoid a riot. He kept going to avoid a riot because if he didn't, it would have gotten even worse. How about the fact that, like, I don't know, like you could have just gotten the mic and be like, hey, everybody, calm down. We need to calm down. It's getting out of hand. We don't want anyone to get out of hand here. That's not what Travis Scott does, though, is it, guys? No. We won't rage. Really, 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 really. Stupid. This guy's stupid, and his past is coming up to haunt him. Again, karma, accountability. These are important things. Karma gets you every time, guys. It got me. It gets everybody. You do something wrong, it's going to get you. Just live a nice, honest, kind life. It'd be so much better off in the world. Travis has got so much money. He's now stressing, right? And so the reality here is he's trying to like, well, Travis isn't guilty. I mean, he couldn't have stopped it because there would have been a riot. Bullshit. Sorry. No, that's not true. A professional musician, performer should know better. And he's the one with the mic. He's the one who can tell all of his fans to calm down. We're not stopping the show. We need to calm down because it's getting a little out of hand. Guys, we need to get that ambulance through. Come on in. We'll get back to the show. Everybody relax. I hear people getting too close up here. We got everybody take it 2 steps back, everybody. We got to do this or the show's not going to continue. Everybody, can we all help each other? No, he doesn't want that type of like kumbaya, good energy, positivity. He wants this weird demonic crap. So, okay, well, now you're caught, dude. You took it too far. Oftentimes, as people do, you took it too far. So for his lawyer, of course, these lawyers are always scumbags. They're lying. You know, we can't trust our lawyers. And now it's like, well, look at all this backtracking. You told us he wasn't responsible. Well, but now you're saying he's responsible. Guy, yeah, no shit. You're all responsible. You're all trying to cover your asses, and that's why an independent investigation should be happening. Is the reality check here. We need to stop it with the finger pointing. Yeah, but you're doing it! Makes me so mad. But yeah, Travis's crew's got a point here, right? You shut the power down in 2019. Of course the cops can shut it down. Now, they need a reason, I would think. They need a reason to. And there's like ordinances. At a certain time, if you're late, they are allowed to shut it down at that point. If they do it any other time, they could be sued. Because then it's like, well, what if they're hearing reports, everyone's okay, and they shut the thing down, which then prompts everyone to have to get a refund. Like, I get the politics of this. It is more complicated than even I'm probably aware of. So let's all take a break as I'm getting hot in this. We gotta be careful because there are reasons probably why. You know, there's an ordinance, I'm sure, just like when I remember. Usually, what happens if you go late, you're fined. Like concerts, when they go late, all these concerts are now all set up. There used to be like, you know, you did what's it called, the encore. It used to be like a real thing where an act would be done, and they'd hear the applause like, let's do one more, and it was felt like a real moment at a show. But all those encores are now written in, and it's all fake. It's really rare when a band is actually, let's do an actual encore right now. You know what I mean? Because they can't. It's all timed out because they get fined tons of money at these huge venues if they're over their allotment. Now, some bands will do it, like Pearl Jam. I feel like there's some bands that Springsteen goes for hours. Sometimes a band will just like, F it, charge me. And they'll be an actual rock star and like pay the fine and go late. It happens from time to time. You'll see it. But the reality is like this... even if he's 5 minutes over, he didn't have to pull the plug. So to me, I think they're right. They clearly can make a decision when they think it's important. So this Chief Finner, dude, nice try. Here's the problem. When you have two idiots pointing the finger at each other, my thing is like, hello, can we put cuffs on both you guys? Because you're both morons and you both deserve to have some accountability. Hey, Chief Finner, your man's caught taking selfies like that idiot at the Oscars who's like carrying the votes and got Moonlight wrong with La La Land. You guys remember that? Idiot. That fat Matt Damon guy from Price Waterhouse or whatever it was. Insane. And he's just a dumb schmo with an accountant for dumb movie prizes don't mean anything. This is a police officer at a concert. As he's doing that, there's people in stretchers and people not being able to get in and chaos starting to begin to ensue. And he's taking selfies? Oh, I feel like I'm Travis Scott right now. Yeah, I didn't know.
thoughts and prayers. Guys, you tell me I'm not allowed to stop the show because it'd be a riot. Come on. Let's keep true. Middle fingers in the air, man. Middle fingers in the air. You know what I mean? That's what keeps them not rioting, because then they're like quietly rioting. You know what I mean? I was trying to make them. I was trying to make them riot to the sky. You know what I'm saying? Quiet riot to the sky. Thoughts and prayers to the sky. Middle finger to God because I'm a demon. But it's a silent protest.
When I say that, I say to you, sir, Jesus, fed up. I'm fed up. I gotta break out my stupid Travis Scott impression. It's things have gone south. Jesus, idiot. You're an idiot, sir. I'm sorry. Oh God. Anyway, so that's where we got that. Good on the lawyer. I don't see how this helps. This make you guys feel better to hear Travis making excuses? Well, it was this. I'm not feeling better. Add to that, we have more eyewitness accounts from these teens that were traumatized at the event. So careful. Let's watch this one, though.
These 5 teenagers tell us they may have survived the Astroworld Fest concert disaster, but they say they're still living a nightmare. One of the young women unable to speak with us tonight because she was too emotional. Her attorney says she's not slept in 4 days. These 5 teenagers tonight sharing their experience in what is being dubbed the concert from hell. Jonathan Espinoza, his brother and girlfriend, drove up from Corpus Christi for Astroworld Fest, which he says was overcrowded from the beginning. He described helping save another young fan even before Travis Scott took the stage.
It's so tight that nobody can move. Like, your hips feel like they have weight on them. Your chest is already compact. And so I have to pick her up by the armpit and kind of give it to, I have to give it to security after calling him, after he's watching the show. So he should be looking at us and helping us. And he finally grabs her and he tries to pull her, but it's so tight that her hips are locked in. And so me and another gentleman have to help her by the feet and throw her over.
His brother, 16-year-old Brian.
There was hundreds of bodies on the floor already, from people passing out, falling over the railing. I just saw people fighting for their life, fear in their eye, screaming. It was scary. Literally at night, I can't even sleep.
Unable to breathe and pinned up against a barricade, Brian says he tried to get out of the crowd, finding a security guard who says refused to help.
We're literally right in front of him asking to get me out, and he said no because people have been doing that all day.
Elio Garcia and his girlfriend Cameron also drove up from Corpus Christi. He describes trying to save her after she fell during a crowd surge.
Her legs are stuck in between people, and I see people holding onto her legs, trying for me to pull them up with her. And it's just the ugliest feeling, knowing that people are trying to hold on to her legs for their own lives, for me to pick them up.
These teenagers going through physical and emotional trauma, describing the desperation they felt in the crowd as they were ignored.
A moment of silence, literally, you just hear people screaming, help, help. And then seconds later, you just hear Travis Scott just start another song, and it just, a nightmare. It's a whole nightmare that just continues to play every night in my head.
Shelley Childers, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
I saw some people, why do we keep traumatizing these people? Well, I mean, it's a good question, but at the same time, I think we have to in order to get accountability. If these people are out there, look, they're going to get money. They're suing, and then they should. All these people I do believe are traumatized. I don't believe these people are faking it. Look, there are lawyers that will amplify it, of course. But honestly, in this case, F Live Nation, F Travis Scott. Amplify away, say it all together, because as Christopher Melcher said, we're not going to hit them until it hits their pocketbooks and they have to actually create, and executives get fired. And when you have press conferences with 5 teenagers who saying this kind of stuff, it begins to become impossible for even someone like Live Nation to ignore. So I applaud these kids for coming forward. And I hope more do, because what happened at that event was horrific. It's so crazy. Like how much stories, how many documentaries were about Firefest? Bunch of rich people stuck without beds eating mayo sandwiches, and that was always like the Nightmare Festival. No, this one was it. This was the one. And we need as much attention on that as that stupid, yeah, it was fun to watch all those rich idiot influencers be stuck on an island. I get why that was a story. I enjoyed it myself watching all those morons stuck on that island. But come on, this better get as much attention and serious look into as that did, because this is awful. This is awful. I'm glad, for some of you wondering why these kids are doing it. I mean, one, money. But two, I think the right thing, do the right thing, because if they don't, this shit's going to keep happening. We got to have these people step forward to make sure that the people in charge don't get away with it. In fact, now the depressing part is, will the people in charge get away with it? So Live Nation, now we don't have a lawyer on tonight. I'll try next time we got Christopher. TMZ actually does it. I hate to give them credit because I hate TMZ, but they do make a couple good points here that seem fair and justified. But let's go through what's happening here, because Live Nation sought to protect itself from lawsuits, but there's a catch. But I love this image of just like they're both Travis and Live Nation are sweating. They're sweating, and I'll tell you why. The shortcut to the reason: gross negligence. That's where things are going to get interesting. Scores of lawsuits are sure to be filed in the coming weeks, but the would-be plaintiffs could hit a legal snag over something on the Live Nation website. We're talking about liability here, whether Live Nation, the promoter of Travis Scott's event, is on the hook for it or not, as plaintiffs rush to court files against them and others. On its face, Live Nation may have an out on that front, at least a partial one. Due to standard form they made everyone agree to before purchasing tickets from Live Nation's site, it's the limitation of liability waiver most folks don't read, but always have to accept. We did some research. As it turns out, an ironclad liability waiver in Texas would almost certainly provide cover for basic negligence, something we know for a fact concert goers are alleging against Live Nation in the suits we've seen thus far. The online waiver reads in part, you voluntarily assume all risks and danger incidental to the event for which the ticket is issued, whether occurring before, during, or after the event, and you waive any claims for personal injury or death against us. That's important here. They're basically saying by coming to our shows, we're not responsible for what happens. And so what it doesn't provide is protection against gross negligence, among other claims which may well be brought forth in the court as well. With that said, you'd think Live Nation might be in the clear here, at least for the negligence front, but not so fast. TMZ took a good hard look at the liability waiver, and it's quite possible they screwed themselves and might still be exposed. Not to bog you down, Legal Mom Joe, but in Texas, in order for a liability waiver to be enforced to protect against negligence, there are a few things that must be met first. The company has to feature a clear language that your average Joe would understand, directly addressing negligence in your waiver. And from our check, Live Nation's Texas waiver does not seem to do this at all. Plus, the waiver is buried on the site, which is what they often do. It's another benchmark waivers have to clear. You got to have it prominently displayed. In fact, there are clearly people who bought tickets without ever going to the website. So basically, because Live Nation's liability waiver does not seem airtight, it is not a foregone conclusion that they can wiggle out of liability in these mounting lawsuits. Obviously, it's going to be sorted out with the judge. But again, this is the kind of depressing stuff that it's like, this is how they always get away with it. They write this awful stuff in there and get away with this. I mean, I always, when I think of the fine print, I always think of that South Park episode, the Apple one with the human centipede episode. I mean, it's just cuttlefish. Anybody who knows what I'm talking about? But you sign your rights away with the Apple iTunes, and you don't know what you're in for, and then suddenly you they can do whatever they want. Some of these waivers are like that for real. So it's scary. We'll see what actually happens. But Live Nation is a massive, massive company that has faced numerous lawsuits along this. So hopefully, if we get anything out of this event, we get change in that they finally can't keep ignoring it. And the only reason they'll be able to do that is if we just move on to the next story and we don't continue to put pressure to demand accountability. That's why this reporting is still. That's why I'm still talking about this story, because we got to make sure we're still talking about it to keep it going. And if we don't, the press moves on to the next story, and we didn't make any change, and this tragedy can happen again. So it's imperative that we keep this eye on the ball, and I will as we continue on this updates. We'll keep them going. It's insane to me that they could all get away with this, and it's insane to me to see the reporting already come in and the lawyers trying to make get their arguments going. Is really it's terrifying. It just makes me very frustrated. There we go. Other updates. Lots more coming in here. So much to go through today. And thanks to Alicia and Puff, as always, who've been helping me tremendously in the headline room. If you aren't following our Telegram, come on over there. But if you're a jerk, we just block you. So you're not winning over there. There's a couple trolls sneak in. We don't care. We're stronger than you. Just block and move on. Why do these trolls waste their time? I don't get it, guys. But if you're a cool fan and you want to get in the community, make sure you hit up the Linktree link. Join our Telegram. Support us. Amazing community. If you're not nice, though, we bounce your ass. We don't got time for that here. Regarding Astroworld, there is. I wanted to play this other clip. Here's the team. This was.
Wait, is that a baby on the field? Defensive linemen are playing.
Stop ads! I hate when and I can't turn the sound off. And then suddenly all my YouTube shuts off because the ads like, you stole our ad. Here, I'm going to go through this team's interview.
Against the barricades.
Well, actually, I got to be careful in this one. This footage is pretty intense. Yeah, I'm actually can't. I clicked the wrong one. This footage gets too intense. I don't want to lose that. The ICU nurse. I don't know if you guys saw that already. That's been around for a while, but her interview is very also troubling. What is this? Oh, here we go. Here come the excuses again. Travis Scott and Kylie Jenner have been sobbing since Astroworld. This rapper says he couldn't see from the stage. Really, dude? You couldn't see from the stage? What about the perch that you were standing on where you did see and commented about the people in the stretchers? Are we going to argue semantics to the judge? Well, didn't see. What about the perch? Can we get your thoughts on the perch? Because you literally put yourself like on a bird perch, so you could actually have a bird's eye view of everybody. And you're telling me from up there in the middle of the crowd, you couldn't see anything? You didn't see an ambulance rolling in? What were your buddies coming in to tell you that they interrupted the show for? What? Why is he still doing this excuse? I'm at a loss. I couldn't see from the stage is what he's going with? We are sobbing. Yeah, you're sobbing because you're going to lose your brand deals. That's what you're sobbing about. I don't believe for a second they're sobbing for what happened. Travis has been doing this for years. I'm not trying to be a dick, but dude, you've been doing this for years. And if Kylie's sobbing, it should be because her man sucks. And her man's responsible because he's been encouraging and inciting this type of stuff forever. You've been charged twice with it, dude. You mean this is all? I mean, F the Sun. First off, F the Sun, because they're an awful lying nonsense. And I'm going to call it. I don't buy for a second they are sobbing. And thank you. Someone else said it. Remember, Travis, you couldn't see from the stage, but you could see the guy in the tree. Hold up. Let me see the guy in the tree. Literally, as you're saying that, there's an ambulance coming through. I thought you couldn't see from the stage. I mean, you are so stupid. I can't stand this guy. And I can't stand these Jenners, these Kardashians. Oh my God, you sicken me. Why are you famous? Who is Kylie? Who the hell are you? I mean, I'm sorry, boomer rant. Who the hell is Kylie Jenner? The hell has she done to earn her place in society? Makeup or something? What did she even do? Anybody famous can sell makeup. You buy it because you want to look like a famous person. What on earth has Kylie Jenner done to warrant being such a high place in society? Who the hell? Which one is she? Kylie, Kendall? What the hell are these girls? Why, these girls are average. Their makeup, they're nobodies. Stop glorifying them. They suck. They're ruining our young. We are just, God, I'm so furious at these stupid Kardashian Jenners. Who the hell are you, Kylie Jenner? Just because a bunch of young people on TikTok know who you are doesn't mean the rest of us care. You have a large million amount of people, but there's like 800 million people in the world, and we all don't like you, and we're over it. Jesus. Who is Kylie Jenner? Why do I even care? Why am I saying her name on my channel? Oh my God, I don't want to give her any more attention. Why is this? It all started because Kim Kardashian made a sex tape. Did you guys forget this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. This woman made a sex tape. She is a glorified adult star. And you want to tell me she did that by accident? Bull shnikes. She got paid for that tape. As she should. No shame. Do what you want to do, girl. But don't you dare play like you didn't get paid for said tape. Lies. Your father was in the OJ trial? And then suddenly you make an adult tape, and now we got to deal with you, your sisters, your mom, your kid, your cousins, your nieces, your ex-boyfriends. Who the hell's Scott Disick? Why do I even have that name in my mind? There's so many. Why don't I know geometry? Jesus Christ. I can't do any math, but I know the name Scott Disick, and I wish I didn't. What? This is so sickening to me. Say it louder for the people in the back. Did you hear me? Hello? Join the Popcorned Planeteer because I'm done. I feel like I'm in network. Oh my God, I hate these people. I hate that we allow these untalented people. Why don't more people speak up? Because they're all Travis Scott concerts. We don't give a shit. I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. Go watch Network. Now that's a good piece of film. Sidney Lumet. Oh my God, amazing. That speech. Oh my God, it's such an incredible speech. It's so relevant to this day. Things are going crazy. The world's going crazy, just like in that movie. And I just can't even get over the fact that we have to sit here and be like, Kylie Jenner sobbing because, and he couldn't see from bullshit. You guys are nobodies. You have no empathy. You have no compassion. You just want to continue to build the Kardashian brand, the empire. You just look out for number one. That's all you want. Kris Jenner is all she does is marketing, pull strings, blah, 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 blah. It's all what this nonsense is. And you're sobbing because you're getting bad press. You're not sobbing because of what happened. You're sobbing because people are blaming you for what happened. I mean, if you think this is hot, wait till you join us later today on Nerd Report, because I got to get drunk now. I got to get drunk now. I'm just on fire. So, Lewis, drop in whatever. We are going to get so lit, and you can ask me anything. I will answer anything. Haters, hey, I'm not afraid of anybody. Anybody come in to this Day Drunk Drama birthday stream after today's show, and we are going to go off the chain. You are not going to want to miss it, because if you can't tell, I'm on fire. And I can scream today because the house is to myself. I don't have to be like, sometimes I get too loud. They're like, shh. But so join us later today for the Day Drunk Drama stream, because we're going off the hook. Okay? We're doing it. Join us. Nerd Report, my favorite. And it's Lewis's birthday celebration. So let's send him so much love, support. because got to support our friends. Look, I'm going to clip this. There's so much more I'm going to go into, but join us there. I'll put the link in the description, etc. for later. Join us later today. I think it's like, I don't know, 3 after 3 or something my time. Join us there because we got lots more going. And don't go anywhere now. I'm not done. I got more to rant. We got to catch you up to date on a lot of stories because we've been talking about Astroworld, but I want to update you some other things as well, so we get caught up on all the news. But stay tuned because I'm going to clip this for the YouTube sake. But join us every day here, guys. I'm having so much fun with you guys. I love this. I want to keep this going. I hope you're feeling it. I'm feeling excited. I'm feeling the chains are off, man. F the mainstream media. F the conservative media, F the liberal media. Let's start calling them all out. It's independent, real, no fear. We can do this together. Let's unite. I'm empowered. I love you guys. Thank you, everybody member who joined. I'm going to go through your comment support. We got so much to go through. If you're watching on the live feed, don't go anywhere. If you're watching on the replay, why aren't you a member yet? You've watched this so many times. Come on, it's time.